This is the anime that people hate so much. This is the show that people do nothing but crap on the internet all the time. Really. Have you seen some of the other crap that comes out of Japan? This is nothing compared to that. In fact, I'm gonna just blow your minds here, single minded haters and obvious internet ick riders. This show's not bad. You're just overblowing it. Like, by a massive, obnoxious degree. Because when I just watched this show, like 2 days ago, um, I thought it was pretty good. Like, obviously, it's not like great or anything like that, and it has a lot of work that has yet to do. After all, I have not seen season 2 yet. This is just my thoughts on season 1. But from what I saw, I liked it. Like, sure, it's not like the greatest thing ever, and I will always watch Dragon Ball over this any day. That is like my number one anime. But as is, the show's solid. It's good. I don't know why people crap on it so much. Okay, guess the only thing I can do is give you my overall thoughts and hope that I can maybe convince you to throw all that hate and bile from the internet in the garbage can and actually give this show a fair and honest shot. Because I think it deserves your time. So, what's up? What's happening? What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Mr. Station, which is for anything and everything animation, including a lot of anime. I'm your host, Jackson Small. Welcome to my review of Season 1 of one of the most hated and disliked and crapped on animes in recent memory, Solo Leveling. After hearing about Solo Leveling Arise at the Xbox Game Showcase, and not to mention the internet just non-stop crapping on it in almost every single post I see about it, even when it won Anime of the Year, I decided that enough was enough and I wanted to give it my own 2 cents, so I sat down and I watched all 12 episodes of the first season. And I actually had a really good time. I found it fascinating, I found it action-packed, I found it funny at times, and the gore is amazing. So, yeah, I mean, it's not a great show. There are some big problems that I do think it needs to be improved on for Season 2. Keep in mind, I haven't seen Season 2 yet. This is a retrospective. So, but overall, even with that, I still really like this show. I thought it was unique, I thought it was interesting, and I don't get why people were shitting on it so much. I really don't get it. So, without further ado or delay, and because I can't really say anything else without repeating myself, here's my written review for Season 1 of Solo Leveling. I promise you it's spoiler-free, so you don't have to worry about me spoiling anything for you. Here we go. After hearing so much overwhelming hatred for this one, especially after it won Anime of the Year at this year's Crunchyroll Awards, I've decided that it's time for me to give it a look myself and see if it's worth that obnoxiously overblown Snyder-level negativity. And now that I've finished Season 1, I gotta say, it's far better than most make it out to be. It's not quite great thus far, and pardon the pun, but it has plenty of leveling up yet to do. But for what it's worth, I had a good time. Action is fantastic with some great choreography. Like, they aren't overselling it when they talk about how great the action is in the few positive reviews I see online of this thing. The action is great. The dynamic angles, the interesting choreography, how varied it is with the different fighting styles. It's a lot of fun. It's really good and really well done, and I very much enjoy it. Insane gore and kills that are almost Attack on Titan level. Like, that is still the goriest anime that I've seen. Yes, even gorier than Dragon Ball, believe it or not. But this one is a close second. This show is violent. Like, it is completely and utterly, unapologetically hyper-violent. Like, just in the first episode alone, you see people sliced in half, you see people incinerated with nothing but their legs left. Hell, you see the main character get his arm and leg chopped off and his chest ran through it with a giant sword multiple times. Like, this show is violent as hell, and I kind of love it. Like, it doesn't hold back. That's nice to see in modern animes, because as much as I love Dragon Ball Super, I'll admit that that one having an extreme lack of blood and gore, that one is disappointing, especially considering it's the sequel series to Z. This, however, is a completely new IP that right from the jump lets you know we ain't holding back nothing. You're gonna see gory, horrible death, and we are holding nothing back. And I like that. Not to mention some of the kills in this season alone are pretty freaking brutal. There's decapitation, there's losing limbs, there's people getting burned alive, there's getting split in half or bifurcated, whatever. Like, there is a ton of blood and gore in this show, so if you are a gorehound, this will definitely deliver on that aspect. Good characters that carry the plot well, especially Sung Jin Woo himself, who is much more than just a basic protagonist. Like, I do like that the main protagonist of this show is not just your obvious ordinary hero character. Like, he has a dark side, especially when he starts leveling up, as the title says. He not only gets stronger, he gets darker. And further throughout the show, he ends up developing a bloodlust where he has to kill both monsters and other hunters that try to kill him. So, yeah, in other words, he's kind of a survivalist in a way. And I think that's interesting. But outside of the whole hunting thing, he's also just a decent guy. Like, he doesn't mistreat women, he doesn't yell at anybody. He's quiet and soft-spoken. Heck, the show literally starts with Sung as the worst hunter known to the entire realm. And yet he's still humble, and he still enjoys going on these hunts to pay for his mom's operation in the hospital, as well as his sister's college tuition. So, he has good reasons to do what he does, but it's just throughout the show, the stronger he gets, the more he ends up developing this darker side. And it's cool to see that in a main protagonist, because, don't get me wrong, I love Goku. He is one of my favorite characters in fiction, but I'll admit that, especially nowadays, he doesn't really have that dark edge that he used to. Like, when Kakarot came out, when Kakarot comes out, that's when he gets serious, scary, and has that dark side. That's why, in my opinion, the best developed character in the show is Vegeta, because he has that dark side, but he slowly learns to fight for more than himself. So, that's really cool. And it's pretty much it's the same with Sung Jin Woo, and he is an interesting character. He can be a little edgy at times, but he's cool. I like him. The voice acting, especially in the English dub, is excellent all across the board. I'm just going to say it right now, and I'm pretty sure I said it during my Dragon Ball reviews, I watch the English dubs of anime. I have nothing against Japanese voice actors or anything like that. It's just the voices sometimes get on my nerves. And not to mention, without subtitles, you can't understand what they're saying. So, personally, I always prefer English dubs. If that makes me a faker, whatever. But the English dub of this show in particular is excellent. Everyone, all across the board, from the main characters to the side characters to even just background characters, like, they all put in 110% into every one of their performances, and it's very, very impressive. The video game elements are fascinating in their implementation. The way that the video game-esque elements are put in here is A, way better than Sword Art Online, and 2, is actually really fascinating. Like, you literally have to pretty much die in order to become this player that gets these daily quests and has to complete these daily quests just like a video game, or they get a penalty. Like, that is interesting, not to mention leveling up and killing monsters and getting more weapons and having an inventory. Like, if you're a video gamer, you're gonna love this kind of shit. Some of the jokes are pretty funny, some of them are dark humor, and other ones are actually genuinely funny moments. The finale is bonkers in all the right ways, as you want from a season finale of a show, especially in anime. And the runtime is more than reasonable, and only 12 half-hour long episodes totaling to about 6 hours, give or take. Perfectly easy show to sit through. Like, because it's only 12 episodes, it flies by, and it's super easy to binge. However, like I said, it's still got some leveling up to do. because the story is still full of holes. There's still a lot of things that they leave unexplained, and there's still many, many things about it that they don't really elaborate on very well. The world building is kind of just surface level right now. Like, you see more than they tell, and that's usually not a bad thing, especially with an animation, but the thing is that you have to have a balance. You have to be able to develop this world that you're building, especially if it's something that's original like this one, while also trying to not dump too much exposition. That's where Attack on Titan continuously falls behind for me, because they have a horrible habit of choosing either an action episode or a straight up exposition dump episode. This one, it is definitely a lot more action, it's far more straightforward, but I just feel like the world building could be done just a little bit better. A lot of it is shown rather than told, and you do have to explain some things. The character development outside of Jinwoo himself is kind of minimal. Most of the side characters in this show don't really get a whole lot of character development. They're kind of just there. Like, in one episode, you have this knight character that also apparently has a rich family, so even though he's just lower rank, his father allows him to use his armor. That's a fascinating idea. But he's only in one episode and then he's gone. And then you have, of course, in the beginning, Sun's best friend, this female healer who cares about him and is traumatized by having to go through that temple that they ended up going through. But outside a few moments here and there, through the back half of the season, you don't really get a whole lot. And then a lot of the other characters in the show are just left fully underdeveloped. The opening theme is mediocre. The opening theme song, it's not bad, it's just kind of mid. Like, you have this interesting, like, techno rock kind of thing, and then that final verse is a straight rap verse. It was weird in Dragon Ball GT, and it's weird here. And the writing can be very hit or miss, especially in the dialogue, where some lines can be a little bit cringe in their forced edginess. Yeah, I'll admit, even though the show does do a good job with some darker moments, every now and then, because of the hit or miss writing, it does come off a bit forced and, for lack of a better term, edgy. So, maybe that's why it got so popular, because it's a very edgy anime, but I don't know. Like, it's not a huge problem, but it's just something worth noting as you're watching. Especially when Sung starts unlocking this darker side of him as he keeps leveling up. He does have some pretty cringe edge lines. So, yeah. Overall, though, it is a perfectly solid first season of anime that is nowhere near as atrocious as most say that it is. Sure, it's got its flaws, and it's maybe just a tad bit overrated, but I by no means hated it. If you enjoy video games, edgy anime, and extreme gore, you should have a good time. Ignore the bile and vitriol from online, and give this show give it a try. If after the first season you're not hooked, then stop there. You're good. You don't have to keep going. Me personally, I'm not quite hooked per se, I'm more curious. Especially because the next season is apparently a lot better, and it's the one that won Anime of the Year. So, I don't know. We'll see how it goes, but thank you guys so much for watching. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more videos like this almost every single day. If you have seen Solo Leveling Season 1, let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comments down below. And I'll see you next time when we dive into Season 2 and see if it does or doesn't improve on all of its flaws. Thanks for watching.